What if everything was all right? What would that be like for you? What if everything was okay? Your mind's objections aside, what if everything was okay? What if everything, just exactly like it is, was fine? What if you didn't have to fix anything because there was nothing wrong? What if you didn't have to straighten out anything because there wasn't anything crooked? What if all these thoughts that tell you that you need to worry, what if they were false? What would that be like? To recognize that all of these concerns that you've had your whole life and the ones you're having right now, what if they were false? What would that be like for you? I mean, what if this whole thing was a dream? You take dreams as seriously just as long as you are in that dream, isn't that correct? When we wake up, there may be some recovery from a very bad dream or some, sense of pleasure from some wonderful dream, but both of those things very quickly fade. You take your dreams really seriously when you're dreaming. But once you wake up, then you don't take that so seriously anymore. I remember when I was a kid, I had lots of dreams of finding gold, finding treasure, finding money. And I would be so excited in that dream, and then I would wake up and no money. And I would want that money to be real, but it wasn't. And pretty soon I'd forget about it. I might want to go back to sleep so I could get back in the dough. But I didn't take it very seriously once I realized it was not so. I took my dreams seriously when I thought I was a participant in the dream. When I thought that I was actually at some risk or able to get some reward from the dream. But once I woke up, I was no longer concerned about risk or reward from the dream because neither was possible. It was just a dream. So what if all of this was just a dream? And I don't mean just all of this is a dream for this. That's what we normally think of, isn't it? It's that, oh, it's all a dream. They're telling me it's all a dream. And it starts where? It starts right outside of my body. Isn't that right? That's where it starts, right out here. I'm looking for oneness. See, what if the dream is that you are this? See, and what if the dream started there? What if you're something else entirely? That you're not a human being at all? That you're something completely different? If you were actually dreaming this, which, and dreaming all of this, of course, because this only goes with this. In the absence of this, there's no this. So, in the absence of this, there's no that. I am that. But really, the that I am is not that. And it's not this. It's another that. It's another this. That which I am is the this and that, within which this dreaming is taking place, or upon which this dreaming is taking place, even a better way to put it. What if you were actually unformed? What if you were without form? You know, the Buddhists like to talk about the great unborn, and it's a beautiful term, isn't it? The great unborn. They typically capitalize both G and the U in that, the great unborn. What if you were unborn? Born meaning within this dream and everything within this dream. What if you were unborn? What if you weren't part of this dream? What if this whole thing, including this, is a dream not for this which is part of the dream, but was a dream that you're just having? It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, sure, there's not dreaming. There's a lot to be said for not dreaming. But there's something to be said for dreaming, too. You know, I'm having this experience because I don't have to be this to have the experience of this. See, I'm experiencing this, and I'm experiencing that through this. That's how I experience that. Now, neither this nor that can exist in my absence. I'm the dreamer. No dreamer, no dream. Now, the dreamer can exist in the absence of a dream, and generally does. That's prior to the I am. That's when I don't know that I am. Right now, I know that I am. And since I know that I am, the only problem I'm having is that I, which know that I am, think I am this. And that I have to endure that, or enjoy that, depending on how the day is going. I get to enjoy it, I have to endure it. But if I'm enjoying it, it's going to come to a close. If I'm enduring it, it's going to come to a close too, but that doesn't mean it's going to come out really rosy. I've noticed that it doesn't usually. I've noticed that actually none of these dreams end up particularly rosy. I mean, even if it's a sweet death, it's still a death. I mean, how good does it get when you're bowing out? At some point. But you're never bowing out. Your experience of this and this will bow out from this location, from this gem of Indra's net. But you will never bow out. Where would you go? There's nothing but you. You are this pure subjectivity that's taking this and this and that in. You are that pure subjectivity. There's nothing objective about you. Nothing. You are subjectivity itself. You are the single subject without object. But sometimes, what the heck? May as well tell ourselves a story. So there are times when I yearn, apparently. I mean, that makes it sound like I'm talking about an entity, and I'm not. But it's just a movement. We could call it a yearning, just for the sake of humanizing this whole thing, which is unhumanizable because it's not happening to a human. It's happening through a human, but only as the looking tool. This is my virtual helmet, my virtual hands, through which I get to experience myself objectively. I can say, oh, look at there. There's a cup, and there's a microphone, and there's a computer, and there's a guy. There's some flowers and a curtain. Little man behind the curtain. This is what this dream is for, is so that I can experience myself objectively. But that doesn't make me anything that's objective, because now we're talking about experience and experiencing. And what I want you to notice is that experiencing is not a noun, it's a verb. So I can say I am, and since I think that I am, since I know that I am, actually, I know that I am because I'm experiencing this dream. I can't say that I'm not. So I am whatever it is that I am. I don't know, but I know that I'm having this. But I know I am unborn. I know I am prior to this, that I am prior to consciousness. And I know that I will be here long, 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 long after this, and anything that's watching this will be long after. And long after that, the sun collapses, I will still be here. I was here prior, not only prior to you, but I was here prior to the sun. I'm pretty old. But actually, I'm not old. I'm timeless. You are timeless. What if you didn't have to worry about this thing? How would that make you feel? Forget about how this feels. Who cares how this feels? It's quite transitory. I mean, I understand we pay it some limited attention. But it's just something for us to experience. And if we want to experience it being freaked out, I mean, have at it. I experienced it being freaked out for decades. But you don't have to. Because this is just a dream. But the dream doesn't start with this thing dreaming. The thing starts with you, the unborn, outside of this dream, dreaming. I say outside of the dream because you are dreaming. You are the dreamer. Dreamer makes it sound like an entity as well, and I don't mean that at all. It's just better to say you are the dreaming, because it's just happening. And it's just you experiencing you. You are the pure subjectivity that is pretending, essentially, to experience itself in countless objective ways. As mountains and trees, and deer and frogs, as oceans, as fire, as wind, as earth, as sky, as solar system, as space. I watched a number of little short things on CNN this morning about space. It's a great dream. It really is. It just really is a remarkable dream. It's just to see the detail that goes on in this dream. And I can't, my attention is everywhere. That there's something for me to attend to. It takes a sentient being. Wherever there's a sentient being, my attention is there. I am there. Wherever any sentient being is, I am there. I am there also where there is no sentient being, but I don't know that I am. Wherever there's a sentient being, I know I am, and I know that I am. But the good news is I found out that I'm not this. Not, I can't say it's not me. I can't say any of this is not other. I can't say it's other than me, but it certainly doesn't equal me. I'm this and I'm that and all of that. I'm not any more this than I am that. Because I'm none of these things. I'm the unborn. You are the unborn. And as the unborn, anything that happens in this dream it's just entertainment. Even when it's awful. Because awful comes from the center, who's judging that this is really sucks for this unit. That doesn't mean it's bad for oneness. Oneness is actually beyond judgment. It is experiencing, not judging. It is experiencing. When you think you're this, that's where the judgment comes in. Because this has a particular idea and particular expectations of all of this. And what I've noticed is that the world does not meet this thing's expectations of it pretty much ever. So I'm constantly disappointed in the way that I am showing up. Is that not ridiculous? But there's nothing wrong with the way I'm showing up. There's just a wrong position in place. Because I'm always concerned about how it's showing up for this. But in the absence of this, there's only this. Out here, there's only that. There's only the world. It's not going right or wrong, it's just going. It's not doing what I want or what you want. Unless we hop on board what's already is. At that point, we do that. We agree to go along with whatever this is. Just pretend as if there was no problem here. If we were to even pretend that for a little while, I think we might find that that's true. There's nothing like putting a little faith behind this teaching. And am I suggesting that you put a little faith behind your intellectual understanding of this topic? Yeah. Yeah, I am. It's not taboo. What if you were to act as if, just once in a while, what if you were to act as if there's just one thing going on in your it? And you were to be seen that that's true. You could be shown that that's true, so to speak. You'd be showing yourself, of course. Why not try it? What if you didn't have anything to do today? No worries, no problems, no jobs, no chores. What if you could just relax and watch? How would that be for you? I find it very pleasant. I invite you to join me.